They snap it. They're going for it. They flood it right. Caught Tyreek Hill. Stays in bounds. The same play that they closed the game out against New Orleans. They do it to Cleveland. And Chad Henne out of the bullpen.
I'm emotionally drained, but I have never been more proud of a football team as the Chiefs knocked off the Cleveland Browns on Sunday despite losing the best player on the planet midway through the second half. Just about everything seemed to be going against the Chiefs there for a while, but once again, they rallied together and found a way. And here we are, heading back to the AFC Championship game for a third straight year. Hey everybody, and welcome into The Breakdown. My name is Matt McMullen, and this week we're talking all about that wild, gutsy victory that marked the Chiefs' fourth straight postseason win. You'll hear from Chad Henne, Travis Kelce, and Tyrann Mathieu in this one, but first, let's check in with Coach Reed.
So I'm proud of the guys. I'll give you some injuries here. Obviously, Pat was injured and had to come out. He got hit in the back of the head and kind of knocked the wind out of him and everything else with it. So we took him out. He's doing great right now, which is a real positive as we looked at this, passed all the deals that he needed to pass. And so we'll see where it goes from here. Rashard Breeland, he also got hit in the head and they're kind of going through him right now. So I'll know more later here, but, and then that was really it as far as the injuries go. Our crowd was phenomenal tonight. Limited numbers in, but they were tremendous. The defensive stand at the end was huge. Chad Henne's run was huge. And then his couple throws there toward the end were also big. I take full responsibility for the long interception. That was my that's on me. And I'm proud of Chad and the way he handled everything. And, he probably said it best when he said, listen, this team is unbelievable when somebody has to come in and make them feel comfortable. And, that's what team's all about. So, again, I'm proud of the way he handled things.
All things considered, I think that's wonderful news about Patrick Mahomes. We'll monitor his status all week, but it's fantastic to hear that he's doing well, and we'll just see how he does in the days to come. All right, the late heroics were obviously the story of this game, but let's start with how we got there. The Chiefs got the ball to start the game and looked great right out of the gate, marching 75 yards in 10 plays. The biggest chunk of that came on a 26-yard strike from Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill, moving the Chiefs into Browns territory, and just a short while later, Mahomes kept it on an option run for a 1-yard touchdown.
They're going to run a sprint action, option, touchdown! Kansas City, just like they started Super Bowl 54 with Mahomes on an option run. They start the 2020-21 playoffs with an option run to the same part of the field. Mahomes, his fourth career playoff rushing touchdown.
Mahomes was 4 for 4 for 41 yards on that drive, and the offense looked like a machine, moving the ball right downfield. The Browns would answer, though, converting back-to-back third downs and driving down to the Chiefs' 20-yard line. That brings us to a sequence that will likely be overlooked, but made a huge difference in the end if you ask me. First, the Browns tried a quick pass to Jarvis Landry behind the line of scrimmage, but L'Jarius Sneed swallowed that up for a loss of 3 yards. Then, on the very next play, Sneed was shot out of a cannon and sacked Baker Mayfield for a loss of 8.
Gets it off just in time, right at his belt on a shotgun. Here comes a blitz. Mayfield sacked. Sneed makes his second consecutive play. He came like he was shot out of a Roman candle on the 4th of July, and Mayfield had no shot. It's a loss of 9 back to the 31.
That totally changed the complexion of that drive, and the Browns ultimately had to settle for 3 points. Then, on the Chiefs' next possession, Mecole Hardman got things going when he took a quick pass around the edge and downfield for a 42-yard gain.
Station to the right, they're going to come on a flip pass. Mecole Hardman, 25, 2 blockers, 30, 35, 40. Hardman speed up across midfield at the 40 of the Browns and all the way down to the Cleveland Brown 34-yard line. A flip pass left to right to Mecole Hardman.
That set the Chiefs up in Browns territory, and they didn't waste it. Despite a holding call that set the Chiefs back with a 2nd and 19, Mahomes found Travis Kelce over the middle, who hauled in the grab and dove across the plane for a 20-yard touchdown.
Twist by the Browns up front. Slant cut. Kelce at the 10. 5 angling left. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown! Kansas City. Travis Kelce, his 7th postseason touchdown grab. A brilliant catch and run by the best tight end in the league.
So that was 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for the Chiefs offense, and the defense kept that momentum going when they forced Cleveland to punt on the Browns' ensuing drive. Then, facing a 2nd and 23 at midfield, Mahomes, dealing with the toe injury he sustained earlier, found Tyreek Hill for a gain of 15 before scrambling for 13 yards to move the chains.
Mahomes takes the shotgun snap, 4-man rush. Mahomes scrambling with that toe. He's going to come to the 35 room at the 30 and dives right shoulder first for a first down at the Brown 25-yard line, and he gets up limping.
Gutsy performance by Mahomes, and that drive eventually ended with a 50-yard field goal by Harrison Butker, putting the Chiefs up by a score of 16-3, but Cleveland was moving on their next possession. In fact, it looked like they had a touchdown when Rashad Higgins hauled in a 25-yard grab and dove for the end zone. But Dan Sorensen, who made a laundry list of big plays in the divisional round last year, defended every blade of grass and hit Higgins just shy of the goal line, jarring the ball free through the end zone to not only prevent the touchdown, but to flip possession of the ball back over to the Chiefs.
Mayfield holding, comes back to the near side, a man wide open at the 5, stumbling for the pylon. The ball's out and fumbled out of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. It was caught by Njoku at the 1. Then he dove for the pylon, lost control of the ball. Gigantic fumble. It is a touchback. The Chiefs keep Cleveland off the scoreboard on this drive.
You really can't overstate what a massive play this was. The Browns were about to pull within 6 points heading into halftime, but they got nothing instead, and the Chiefs still had time to work with offensively. Kansas City cashed in too, moving 70 yards in just 1 minute and 32 seconds to set up a 28-yard field goal. That made it a 10-point swing, and when you consider the fact that Cleveland was set to get the ball following halftime, it's no exaggeration to say this play truly changed the game. And speaking of game-changing plays, the Chiefs created another one right after halftime when Tyrann Mathieu picked off Baker Mayfield on just the 3rd play of the half.
Near hash, snap back to Mayfield, under pressure, escapes, moves to his right, trying to reroute his receivers, pass is intercepted at the 30, coming to the near side, it's the Honey Badger, he's got it at the 20, spins out of bounds at the 19-yard line of the Cleveland Browns. The Honey Badger eating cobras and picking passes. The Chiefs have a first down inside the red zone.
That was awesome. Love seeing Tyrann Mathieu in the open field with the football, but the Chiefs unfortunately couldn't turn it into points as Harrison Butker's field goal hit the upright a bit later. Cleveland then drove right down the field immediately afterwards as Mayfield found Jarvis Landry for a 4-yard touchdown to pull the Browns within 9 points. That brings us to the Chiefs' next drive, and this is where things got scary in Chiefs Kingdom. Facing a 3rd and short, Mahomes kept it on an option run and got hit pretty hard. He entered the concussion protocol, and before long, he would be ruled out of the game. Just a brutal break for the Chiefs, but these guys didn't blink. In fact, don't forget it was 4th down when Chad Henne first came on the field. The Chiefs could have punted and simply regrouped offensively, but they elected to go for it, and it paid off as Henne pitched the ball to Darrell Williams, who sprinted ahead for a 12-yard gain to move the chains.
They're going to go on a counter pitch. Darrell Williams to the left at the 50. Gets a downfield block, 45 to the edge, and is out of bounds down at the Cleveland 40-yard line. Gutsy call by Andy Reid and well executed by backup quarterback Chad Henne. That is not an easy play to do when you're coming out of the bullpen your first pitch.
I love the call to go for it there, and the Chiefs turned it into points a bit later when Harrison Butker connected on a 33-yard field goal. The Browns kept fighting, though, executing an 18-play drive that included 3 third-down conversions and 2 fourth-down conversions, eventually ending in a 3-yard touchdown run by Kareem Hunt. That made it a 5-point game, and despite a promising start to the Chiefs' next drive, the Browns picked off Henne in the end zone to regain possession of the football. Cleveland converted another 4th down 4 plays later, and they appeared to be rolling, but the Chiefs didn't yield another yard. They came up with a huge stop on 3rd down, and the Browns had to punt with just over 4 minutes left.
Back to throw is Mayfield, flings it in the flat. It is caught by Kareem Hunt at the 30 and taken down at the 33-yard line. Excellent open field tackle. Charvarius Ward played it very well. They were looking to try to get a pass to Kareem Hunt and have him break tackles in the flat, and an excellent job by one of the better corner tacklers in the league in Javarius Ward.
Huge stop there to get the Browns off the field and halt their momentum. Plus, I think it says a lot about this group that they were able to forget about the 18-play drive of possession earlier, turn the page, and play great defensive football when it counted. Here's what Tyrann Mathieu had to say about the mentality of this defense heading into that series.
Well, it's all about making a stop. I think anytime you get in the game, and it gets, critical, the score gets tight, it's all about the outcome of the game. How can we win the game? How can we make the right plays, the routine plays? And I think that's really all we tried to do. And then obviously the offense went out there, was able to convert that fourth down and, kind of ice the game. But we just try to go out there and do our part.
Now it was up to Henne. A couple first downs could seal it, and the next few minutes were not light on drama. After finding Williams on third down to move the chains, Henne was sacked by Myles Garrett a few plays later to set up a 3rd and 14. If what happened next took place in a movie, people would probably write it off as cheesy and unrealistic. But this was real life as Henne scrambled ahead for 13 yards and just inches shy of a first down.
Ball will be snapped in the center of the field, and Henne wants to throw it. Henne's scrambling and comes to the near side. He's at the 40, 45, 50. Henne dives. He's close to a first down at the 49-yard line. Really close. Chad Henne jumps up and waves his arm toward the stands.
I mean, this was legendary by Chad Henne. I screamed in the press box, which is against the rules, but I couldn't help myself. Just a gutsy, awesome, thrilling play that helped this team win the game. Chad spoke about that run post-game.
Yeah, I mean, just going through my progressions, I kind of felt the pocket collapse after, a certain amount of time. And, I looked over at the sideline, felt I had a lot of running room and, just try to make, the first down, as much as possible. And, put my head down. This team's given me so much, so I put my body out there for them.
And here's what Tyrann Mathieu, who was watching that play on the sideline just like you and me, had to say about Chad's big run.
I think anytime you have anybody on the field that's willing to strain, that's willing to put their body on the line, a lot of good can come from that, and, to see Chad Henne, scramble, try to get that first down, that's all heart. Those are the moments that lift teams, those are the moments that build confidence. And, I think for us, we try our best to make those plays all the time. We got great coaches. They always put us in great positions. But I think when it comes down to it, our players showed a lot of heart today.
So now it was decision time. Do the Chiefs punt and play defense with just over 1 minute left? Or do you try to end it right then and there? Coach Reid opted for the latter, but was he going to run it on 4th and short? No. He had Henne sprint out to the right and throw it to Tyreek Hill, who hauled it in to move the chains and essentially seal the game.
They snap it. They're going for it. They flood it right. Caught Tyreek Hill. Stays in bounds. The same play that they closed the game out against New Orleans. They do it to Cleveland. And Chad Henne out of the bullpen. Incredible job on a 3rd and 14 scramble for 15. They called 13 and a half. Comes back on a roll to the right side, deking Cleveland into thinking they were going to run the clock, and they find Tyreek Hill on the right flat. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to advance in the AFC playoffs.
What a gutsy call with the season on the line to go out and win a football game. The energy in the stadium was unreal, and despite just about everything going against the Chiefs in the last 20 minutes or so of this game, they found a way to win it. Chad walked us through that play after the game.
We knew, not that we knew, but film studies showed that they were going to be in man coverage. And, we had to play. We talked about the play Saturday night, Patrick and I, and the coaching staff go over the plays that we like. And when I came to the sideline, it was one of the plays that we picked. And we felt confident in that play. And, one-on-one matchup with Tyreek Hill, majority of the time he's going to win. And he did a great route, and I just had to put the ball where it needed to be.
And here's what Coach Reid had to say about trusting Chad to make that throw with the season on the line.
Everybody has full confidence in him. I mean, you saw how the team reacted on that run. We thought we had it. I think his elbow was down. I think it was a good call. Close call, but a good call. And I thought it was a heck of a throw as the second play. We go through all of those Saturday night with the quarterbacks and those situations, 4th and 1 to win the game. What do you want? And that play happened to be there. my coaches were on board between Mike and Eric and Joe upstairs. They all did a great job with the spot, with the calls, with the, everything. They were spot on. So it was a great job.
I've been a fan of the Chiefs my entire life, and I've been blessed to work for this team over the last 4 years. I live and die with this group just like you all do, and the emotion I felt more than anything when Tyreek caught that ball was pride. I'm just proud to be a fan of this team. The records are awesome, the stats are incredible, but it's the grit, the hunger, and the fight that makes me love this team like I do, and that was on display in this one perhaps more than ever. All right, let's quickly go over my 3 stats to know from this game. My first stat is 7. With his touchdown catch early in the game, Travis Kelce joined Dave Casper and Vernon Davis for the second most postseason touchdowns ever by a tight end in NFL history. Only Rob Gronkowski has more with 12, and the way Kelce is playing, I like his chances of breaking that record soon enough. My second stat is 16. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce combined for 16 grabs on Sunday, catching 8 passes each. Hill led all receivers with 110 yards through the air, and Kelce wasn't far behind, racking up 109 yards. You need your stars to step up in games like this more than ever, and we got that from both Kelce and Hill. Here's what Kelce had to say about rallying together in the face of adversity on Sunday.
Yeah, no, I mean, you learn from all the moments that you've had in your career, to feel that adversity when you do get hit with adversity and feel how the team reacts. But for the most part, it's just having a sense of urgency, having a sense of confidence and urgency in the guys around you, and knowing that, all right, I got to do my job for the guy next to me, knowing that we just lost one of the best players in the National Football League. So it's just, there's a little bit of you take what you've learned from the past and you try and put it to use and try and get better from it.
Lastly, my final stat is 3. The Chiefs are now set to host their 3rd straight AFC Championship game on Sunday. They're the first team in AFC history to ever host 3 consecutive conference championship games, and only the 2nd team in NFL history to do so, joining the 2002 to 2004 Philadelphia Eagles, coached by Andy Reid. Coach Reid is the best, plain and simple, and he's out here doing things nobody else has ever done. And perhaps his greatest accomplishment has been establishing the culture that led to this victory. 99.9% of teams wilt when their superstar quarterback exits the game and the other team rips off an 18-play scoring drive. It's human nature, but not this team. These guys fought, and yeah, they got hit and hit again, but they got back up and kept fighting. They played to win this football game, they left it all out in the field, and the result is just another epic postseason victory that we'll be talking about for decades. Coach Reid spoke about the mentality needed to win this one after the game.
Yeah. So listen, I think it's the character of the guys that Brett's brought in here, and then the will to win. I mean, that's somewhere you got to be able to reach deep during the tough times and pull that out. And if the coaches are flinching, if the players, your leaders are flinching, then it's not going to happen. And our locker room's not going to flinch. I mean, they're tough that way. That doesn't mean you're going to win every game. That's not what I'm saying, but it's going to sure give you a chance. And then it builds confidence in the coaches to go for a 4th and 1, right? I mean, there was no doubt. I think everybody knew we were going to go for that play on our side. I'm not telling you that in the world here, but on our sideline, guys just went, hey, there's no tomorrow. Let's go. I mean, let's roll.
Enjoy this moment, Chiefs Kingdom. We're living in the golden age of Chiefs football that we're going to talk about forever. And now we're just 60 minutes away from Super Bowl 55. That's all for this one, everybody. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you all later this week as we get ready for the Buffalo Bills. Until then, this is Matt McMullen signing off.